But hopping into it, Queen, are you ready to go through some examples?
Welcome to another episode of the Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making show, aka the M4 show. King, where can they tap in with us?
Y'all can tap in with us at www.them4show.com. Also tap in with us on Instagram at the M4 show. If you got topics that you want to see, hit us in the DMs. We appreciate you.
Now let's get into the episode.
In case it's your first episode, my name is Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and co-host of the M4 show. And this beautiful, smiling, locks popping, just received an angel's kiss queen herself. Please introduce yourself.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
All right, we'll go through examples of Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making. We'll go through examples of Play Black Wall Street, just so y'all can see how these things should work. We're not gonna go into the full details. We're not gonna go into the full data mining right now, but two places that you can get really good data. One, the U.S. Census Bureau. You can literally go www.census.org. That's gonna have a lot of good demographic data. So if you're trying to look for the number of people that are married in the United States, the number of people that are married in California, number of Black people that are in the education system, all those kind of population things, census, income data, census. All right, so go ahead and start mining your data there, or ask Chat GPT if you want to be lazy, which a lot of people are going to do, I'm sure. Step number two, or data source number two, is called Statista. Statista. Boom.
Don't look at me.
Statista. You go there and has a lot of Statista. Yes, ma'am. You go there and you have a lot of that took me back to what did you say with the O at the end?
Problemo.
Statista. Whenever we travel, she has a completely different name that she goes by if the place that we travel speaks Spanish. So if we're in America, if we're in Italy, if we're in Cape Town, I'm Sinclair. Oh, I'm Sinclair. If we're in Colombia, if we're in Mexico, if we're in Spain, it's a completely different name.
What do you say? It's a completely different name. Like I made it up.
Name. She made it up.
It's my name.
They don't know that.
I'm not giving y'all it.
And you're not giving the tea. Hey, if you know, you know. But I found that funny. Anyway, Statista. You can go there, get consumer reports on how much are people spending on jewelry, how much are people spending on shoes, how much are people spending on education, stuff like that. So then you can know how big your market size is. All right. So those two data sources will really get you right. So Play Black Wall Street. Problem number one is people don't know about Tulsa Black Wall Street. Problem number two is there is a significant wealth gap in America. All right, so those are the two problems. So if we look at the TAM, it's everyone in the world that doesn't know about Tulsa Black Wall Street, which is a significant amount of people, easily 6 million.
Shrinking each day, but
yes, it is. And then number two, if we wanted to get a little bit more specific, the wealth gap that we're trying to address is between white Americans and Black Americans, right? So niching it down a little bit, it would be Black Americans or African Americans within the United States. Number two is the niche or UVP, which for Play Black Wall Street is
Black homeschooling parents or
Boom.
families.
Yep, Black homeschooling families, and specifically those folks because they, one, appreciate Black history, and two, appreciate gaming in a unique way, right? Not just games to be entertained, but homeschooling families like to use games as a source of education, yes, which is perfect alignment with Play Black Wall Street, okay? So and then niching down, our SAM would be Black or African American homeschooling families within America. And if we wanted to niche it down a little bit, we would look up how much are Black families spending on games in a household, right? So we would get the number of families that are homeschooling, which probably in America, close to 1 million, maybe 2 million, and we can do some data searching on that. And then how much are Black families as a household spending every year on games? Might be 100, $200 per year. So then you do the $200 times the 1 million families. So now our SAM is a $200 million a year market.
Sheesh.
All right, we cooking now. Ah, your ears perked up. I saw you. I saw you. All right. So, and then going to the SOM for Play Black Wall Street is audience. All right. So Black homeschooling families, and we said specifically for us that have 2 children, so we figured you might not play a family game night with just 1 kid, but if you have 2 kids that are both above 8 years old, that's a fun night. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, immediately. And then going down a little bit more for our SOM, we would maybe focus on California, or if we wanted to be really specific, we would do Southern California, LA, San Diego, Riverside. All right. So again, we would get the population of Black homeschooling families. We would get the population of Black homeschooling families that have 2 kids. Censusbureau.org would get us that. And then we would do how much people are spending per year, which again, $200 a year. Multiply those numbers and we would get our SOM, which I would imagine being somewhere around $12 million a year. Eyebrows dancing. All right. So that was for Play Black Wall Street. If you have a gaming brand, or if you have a board game, you have a flashcard game, you have a book, something like that, your process is going to be very similar to the steps that we just did. Now, if you have a podcast, you have a education community that you're building, then you might go through these steps, which we're going to go through for the M4 show. Queen, you ready?
Yes.
Let's see. M4 show. What problem are we trying to solve or address with Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making?
Well, I think it does go back to the wealth gap. That's definitely a problem. I think also the fact that when, like, the generational part of it, so making sure that the wealth is actually being transferred to the future generation, so that each generation does not have to start over.
That's good. I wonder how you can calculate that wealth. I'm gonna call it wealth erosion because I don't know a better term for it. What would you, instead of erosion, which for those that didn't take physics, erosion is when like the water goes over the rock and over years of time, it erodes it and it decreases, it shrinks. And I think that's sometimes what happens generation to generation is we get the wealth through maybe life insurance, maybe through the house, maybe through the jewelry, but and then we sell it, we lose it in probate court, whatever it is, and it erodes away over generations. Yeah, you liking wealth erosion?
I like that, actually, very much so.
Put a
You heard
pin
it
in
here
that.
first.
You heard it here first. The erosion of Black wealth. That's a whole book. All right. Anyway, yes, I have that in my notes. The wealth gap between Black and white families as the problem that the M4 show is trying to address. I do like, I'm going to add that. I do like the concept of us also supporting in not just the building of the wealth, but how do you efficiently pass it down? I like that.
Transferability of the wealth, said wealth.
And why is that important?
Because, as I talked about it, if every generation has to start over, we are only going to get so far. If you're talking about it's like you're trying to do a relay race, but each leg you have to go back to the start.
Golly, you would never win.
No, you would not.
Wow.
Right? Mind you, everybody else is just passing it from person to person. So they are lapping us, right? So I think that it is important to make sure that the baton gets to the other team and they start from here, right? We don't want to give them the baton and okay, so you have the baton now, I'm giving it to you, but you got to go back there, right? That doesn't make sense. So we're trying to make sure that folks, not only with the money, but I think it also is the knowledge, it's the education on what to do with the money. The wealth management should be passed down. It should be a part of the culture, the family culture, that folks are taught what to do with money. Not what they have to do with money, but what they can do, right? Options. You can start a business, you can put it into real estate, trust, right? All these things that you can do, but these are the steps that we always take, right? A family trust, a 529, whatever those things are, again, options. But I think it's important to make sure that not only the money, but the education is passed down, and hopefully in a way to where one generation can't mess it up.
Right.
You know, every generation's gonna have that person that wants to come and just make
That oops.
yeah.
Oopsie daisies. Did I just drop the family legacy?
But you should set it up and structure it so that not and any one individual cannot come and just mess up the whole family legacy.
Really like that relay analogy. I like that. So then TAM for the M4 show would be all married couples. And then if we wanted to niche down, it would be all Black married couples, either in the world or in the nation. All right. And then if we wanted to spread it out a little bit, we would do all melanated couples, which is a wider, more diverse, beautiful audience as well.
I just thought about so lately when I'm on Instagram, my entertainment is from the comments. But I just thought about a video where someone was trying to reference white people, and they said, they were just like, "Yeah, I agree, my melanin deficient brother," or something like that.
Melanin deficient brothers.
Oh, that made me laugh.
I would not use that to refer to anyone, but I do see the comedy in it.
Yeah.
Now, and you know, just so it's not awkward in case you are white and you're watching this, you're welcome. Take the notes.
Come on over. Come on to the cookout.
Over. For sure, come to the cookout. Take some notes on the recipes and the seasonings that we used. And I would say, what? Take the notes. I'm just saying. I would say for our SAM, SOM, TAM, we're just being very specific on our niche. Not to say that other people aren't welcome to the show, the podcast, to what we do, but when we create content, when we create our experiences and our services, we have a very specific family in mind. That's it. All right. So going to step 2, niche and UVP. Now I have something written down, but what would, hey, relax. Relax. You that person on the final who's looking at other people's.
I am not. I would never. You know I'm scary, bro.
But what would be our niche or UVP for the M4 show? And this is kind of live because we're still working on monetizing the M4 show, right? We have tons of amazing content. And right now it's been really good practice, I think, for us to get on camera, go through this, study, and we apply these things to our usually Play Black Wall Street main business. But eventually we're also trying to, how do we take the M4 show and build a community and a business out of this? So y'all get some live brainstorming right here, and hopefully within the next year or 2 years, you can join the community.
I think that our niche, there's a lot of different ways you could go, but the fact that we are melanated, we've already talked about that. We are married. There's of course, our name, right? We're melanated, we're married, we're millionaires in the making. But I think also we have created a business, right? And created, like it didn't get passed down. We actually created, started a product and created a business that we are both now basically fully employed, in. So I think that is something that does make us different, because sometimes people want to start a business and keep it as a side hustle, which is fine. I think we have a specific niche that we are trying to create something that we can both, fully be fully employed in, so that we can have control of our time and our lifestyle and such.
One thing that I think I'll add, well, first I'll comment in case you're going to add the same thing that I'm going to add. But I like the idea of focusing in on married couples that want to start a family office. Right? I think family office is the term usually used for like nonprofits, or like when you have your lawyer, your accountant, the person that makes your trust, and they're like, oh yeah, we work for the Bill Gates and Melinda family office. Oh, we work for the LeBron James and Savannah James family office. And it's like, you want to create your own business and family office. And I think those are the married couples that we can probably create the most impact with, because that's our path. Right. So as we build that castle brick by brick, we could then pass back the blueprints, pass back the plan, and say, this is why we did this. This is why we did that. So yeah, I like that as a niche. What I was going to say in addition to that is, do you know it? Are you reading my mind?
I'm not.
Not actively? Is there a blockage?
Yeah. Something. So the angel's standing here, so it's
The
not
angel standing right here. What's going on? But it's travel. We
Yeah.
love to travel. That was not there even close. And you're the travel person. That's crazy. No? Anyway. So travel is something that we want to add and be a unique value proposition for them for a show. We did a test little retreat in Belize. Beautiful vibes. Amazing beach. Amazing fried jacks. Good drinks. Good food. Overall good vibe. But in the same time, we were also talking about business.
Right.
We were talking about real estate. We were talking about family trusts. We were talking about these other things while we were having a good time. And I think that's also something that we want to offer. Like, how can we go to Ghana? How can we go to Belize? How can we go to Costa Rica? How can we go to Cape Town with a group of people and have an experience where we're not only having fun and enjoying ourselves, but we're also building wealth and building a network. So I think that's also niche.
Yes.
Right. So for our SAM, serviceable addressable market, we're looking at married couples. We're looking at African American married couples. We're looking at African American couples that like to possibly travel and African American couples who are considering building their own business. So y'all can see how it can get very, very narrow and specific. And now we would go on Census Bureau and figure out how many married couples are there. Which in America, I saw there's 5 million married couples in America. Now, out of those 5 million, how much do they spend every year in travel? Don't know that data yet, but you go to Statista, look that up, how much they're spending every year in travel. Probably at least $1,000, if not $2,000 for a couple.
Yeah, where are you going for
Yeah,
$1,000?
at least. Look, Vegas.
Maybe. Not even there. Bro, I was looking the other day.
You at the Holiday Inn.
We'll leave the light on. It was a Motel 6.
Motel 6. Okay, we can maybe 5,000 comfortably, right? So if there's 5 million couples and $5,000, that's now a $5 trillion SAM.
Of course, that is assuming that they are taking
Billion, my bad.
They are taking vacation. That might average out. Or are we, well, if you say travel,
Travel.
does that mean like to travel or actively travel?
So the thing that we can actually look up is how much are people spending on travel.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I think if you are traveling, then yeah, I think it's easily $4,000 or $5,000.